Alrighty guys, we've got some replay analysis. On this replay, I really want to go over defense because you guys look uncomfortable on defense. So we're going to go over the times you guys got scored on and why it was uncomfortable and why it happened and how it's fixable, obviously. So kickoff goal, you may think, damn, I got scored on in 17 seconds. It must have just been cooked. There was an error and this guy hit a really nice shot. Obviously, we're in GC3 1800-ish level, so people are going to be able to hit mechy shots. What went wrong? It wasn't the kickoff. It wasn't the save that happened. I'll show you. So you guys don't lose this kickoff very hard. The second part is what kind of got you. This guy gets the ball and the corner. Kind of unlucky, but it happens. Just how you deal with it is what matters. So Kimbo's going to get a very good save here. I don't blame Vroomsy for not jumping, by the way. This is a hard ball to force. It's very awkward. You guys are both looking in the same direction. So this is pretty much the best effort. This 50. Very good. Now, Vroomsy makes a mistake here because obviously you guys still have your chain together. You have two people. Obviously you might get bumped a little bit, but you have your chain together, your team play chain. So that is one person on the ball making a move and the next person is available to follow. So very important. You guys have the chain. The chain breaks here. I won't lie. So Vroomsy's gonna be pressuring Buddha here. If you really look at it from Vroomsy's perspective, you can tell that Buddha can't really score this at all. Matter of fact, his scoring opportunity, if you really want to get into it, his scoring opportunity goes away about here. There's no way he can score this ball. There's Vroomsy back and there's Kimbo back. Driving up to this is a good idea, but what you do after is you full commit. You send it basically, and this is not a time to send it. You'll see exactly why. I'll point it out. So this guy has a touch or a catch. He has a touch to your corner, your wall. He can take it up the wall, whatever. That's totally fine because then you guys can force for each other and get it off of him. Or he can just 50 you. Once you drive up this far, you should understand well enough that he cannot score this. And personally, if I'm right here, I'm looking at the two roads in front of me. Anything but committing, really, because Kimbo's here, and committing here means you jump and you get in this corner. You waste a lot of boost, all for a touch that isn't going in your net. So all you have to do is force the touch out of him, which this is enough to do. He's gonna go for the touch. If anything, he doesn't go for the touch and he drives off and he gives you the ball. But I want you to look at a split road in front of you. There's two ways. You can go to this corner boost and try to meet him up the wall and 50 him up there, because taking 50s like all the way in your corner is good. Or you can drive right. You can get a couple pads and you can regroup with Kimbo, because if we look at Kimbo's POV here, he sees where this ball is going to go already. He has the wider vision. He sees the play happening in front of him and he knows the ball's most likely going to go to the corner or the wall if you force it well enough. So he pre-flips into the corner, looking for the corner boost, I'd imagine. Which is good because it's going to support him, but now he's completely alone and he doesn't have Vroomsy behind him, so he's going to get fried basically by this guy's peek, which obviously is unlucky that he peeks and slots it on you, but all I'm trying to say is Vroomsy could have been there for you. You want to keep the link together. Obviously, if you would have driven to this boost now, we've seen that Kimbo pre-flips the boost, so you guys would have probably bumped each other. But if you take the right side and you just get behind him, you have still about, you would have like 50 boost if you get the pads and get right behind him. Kimbo's got full boost to challenge this guy that now touched it up the wall, and you would be behind Kimbo, and then you could call Kimbo to just send it. Kimbo sends it, gets the ball either off of him or bumps him, and then you're already here, Vroomsy, and you just get an easy save. So moral of the story is you're going to want to bait them harder. You're going to have to reel them in a little bit better. So for both of you, when you see a ball like this in the future, not this year, but good block, you see this, you let them touch it, and you fake chow this. You already baited him with your presence, so you need to just regroup with Kimbo and play defense. Once this happens, obviously the chain's broken. You can't force for Kimbo. Kimbo can't force for you because you're not back. It's a very simple error that is preventable in the future if you guys allow them to touch it. Okay, so the second goal that you guys concede actually starts around here. I'll just give some slight foreshadowing for another video of how to keep that chain together that you guys have of teamwork. So on offense and defense, this chain will stay together more than likely in high-level lobbies. So this is on offense. Kimbo is committing and he's pressuring the ball. He's not really able to keep his eye on Vroomsy, so he's just hoping that Vroomsy is ready to follow. But he gets a 50 out and Vroomsy is gone. Vroomsy is in the other corner grabbing boost. So yeah, he gets beat to this ball. Just take the pads back and rotate midfield, because positioning is going to be better than boost more often than not. But this ends up being a goal eventually, so we're going to go back to talking about defense. Let's see how it happens. Okay, so switching to Kimbo POV for when he's 50 in this mid, he is low-key expecting Vroomsy to be here for the shot, but he went corner, of course, instead of taking the pads mid and being there. Now he realizes that it's a little too late, so he needs time to get back. He needs time to get boost. I would be more focused on grabbing the pads around you right now, because you're dusted. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 pads before you have to go for corner. And like I said earlier, I would have liked a fake challenge for this because obviously you need to reel them in. You can't be playing offense when your second man has 0 boost, so you need to reel them in. Of course, we just saw this earlier. We just saw this a moment ago. You see Kimbo with 0 boost for a while, so you need to reel them in. You can't really be committing. Letting him get this up the corner is okay. Letting him go up the wall and getting a reset is okay, because then Kimbo will be back with boost. You can force the guy to reset. He can go over you. It will be much easier for Kimbo to defend than this. So once you challenge, Kimbo misses all of his pads, which is unfortunate, but he's going to cut and get the big boost because he has no boost, and you're going to get beat. Now, this is really awkward for Kimbo. He gets his corner, and he's not going to be able to get a touch here. This could have been a goal. The guy missed. Now, we make a good recovery here because Kimbo is back, and Vroomsy can challenge off the ceiling. So if you're Kimbo here, this is one of the times where this is not your force, because Vroomsy is already committing. He might have called it too. So now that he's committing, you're going to have to be able to follow pretty quickly, because it's not guaranteed that a 0 boost Vroomsy gets like a strong 50 here or anything. So you got to be ready for this bounce. and we have to challenge that because now it's for eyes, honestly, and Roomsy can't do anything, and it's a goal. So there were a couple things that caused this goal. Obviously, you could go all the way to the offense, like earlier. The offense could have been what caused it. You guys are playing together here. I'm not sure why Kimbo turns around. He goes for boost instead of sticking with the play. That's interesting. But this video is not about offense. We're taking a shot. I don't mind it because it's just pressure and your teammate should be following, but he went for boost. We're going over the things that caused that goal that you guys just got scored on. So now Kimbo's pressuring and we're going to get beat to the boosts. So instead of taking 1, 2, 3 pads and being mid, we are gone, but we have full boost. So that could have been something different in this play. Let me get back. What else caused this goal was not picking up pads here, because, and then also this challenge should be a fake challenge. You shouldn't be committing. There's 2 back. Your teammate has no boost. You have to reel them in. We didn't get pads here, so now that this ball's floating, it looks like you can get boost. So you get boost. And then Roomsy's double dusted because of that early challenge from earlier. And then a little bit of a misread, so he almost had a shot. And then we stayed a little bit too far away from this force going on. Because once you're seeing this force, this guy is going to the ground. You could have already been up. And then it gets around you and you misflip. Just, there was a lot that made this play uncomfortable. And I think being able to point that out for you guys is going to help. So, yeah, that was pretty much the gist of this goal that equalizes the game. So we'll move on to the next one. All right, Roomsy POV of the next goal. This is, slightly unfortunate, but it happens. Sometimes kickoff goals, they genuinely happen. And we can point out mistakes of this one, whatever, but honestly, if you guys had the cleaner gameplay of earlier, what we just broke down, it would be 2-1, and you guys would be winning. So, and that's just off defense alone. I didn't even go over how you guys scored. And I haven't gone over offense or anything like that. So, quick breakdown of this goal. It's very simple. Kimbo's going to go for a Spanish, and you are pushing upfield, so you get dunked. The easy fix for this is not being so far upfield. Okay, so I'll give you some secret advice for this Spanish. I don't recommend going past the blue line right in front of you, which is now this blue line that you're over. I don't recommend going over that because you see exactly why. You stop, the ball gets hit to you, and now you want momentum, so you drive even further forward, and now you're leaving your defensive half almost, your defensive third, which is this line. You're trying to leave it to get the touch, and this guy's already meeting you there, so he's dunking you. The better thing to do here is drive up and backflip, because this guy that's going for the kickoff is the one that you're trying to fake, and he's trying to read your nameplate if he's looking at all. So once he gets here, you're fully behind the ball and you're covered, so he doesn't see like what kind of flip you're doing. And that's when you do this. You just drive up, you save the pad, and you backflip. And now you're deep enough for the ball to come to you, and then you hit it without getting dunked. That's basically how people. That's how pros have been Spanishing as of late. That's how a lot of people have been Spanishing. So just some advice on that kickoff that you can implement in the future. And maybe that doesn't happen, but you know, kickoff goals do happen. So it's just a matter of you guys getting scored on less than you score on them, which the other 2 goals were totally your guys' errors. So I think a 2-1 scoreline would be more favorable here than 2-3. So let's move on to the next one. All right, let's go Kimbo POV for the original breakdown of this goal. Second Spanish in a row. Cringe! I'm just kidding. You do you. Good touches, no 50. So we have to leave. Missing a couple pads, I think, but it's okay. We get a good block, but we double committed, and it's in. That happened really fast. Let's break that down. We go for the Spanish. We don't get the bump. Vroomsy gets a touch out. We get the full boost. Really good dunk. Unfortunately, we can't get this follow-up 50, but that happens. It's a good attempt. Now, you guys have an opportunity to... My voice is dying. Dude, I've been recording, talking for like 3 hours straight. Anyway. You guys have an opportunity to play together here. You see Buddha jumping, going for a touch on the wall just like earlier. It's no harm if he gets this touch. Now it is harm because he dusted Vroomsy. We look at it from Vroomsy POV. Kimbo is committed. He needs time to get back. This is the same thing as earlier in midfield. Kimbo needs time to get back. Vroomsy is not going to give him time. Instead, he commits to the wall. He gets beat again. And now it's just Kimbo back, and you guys can't play together. This guy is going to get a very dangerous shot on target. So dangerous enough that you both commit for it, because it looks really scary. That double commit came from this. Like, you don't have to go for that. You can just fake that and then go back to the wall and then force for one another normally instead of this happening. Now it's just a ripper. That's basically how you guys got scored on, is this. You know, if you guys can clean up this that keeps happening, is this challenge here. It's happened multiple times. I think this game 3 or 4, I'm not sure, but don't try to beat this guy to the ball. Just try to make him go for it. Like, you want to reel him in, especially when you don't have Kimbo behind you. You want to reel him in. Allow him, just drive up close here. Just drive up. You don't have to jump this early. You can just drive like you did on the first play the first play of the game when you drove up. Just don't jump, because once you jump here, you have to commit. Now you got him to commit by jumping, but you could have like drove up further and made him more uncomfortable. Because when you just drive up here, you don't jump. If you just continue driving, the ball will be coming like this, and you would just be driving. Then when you notice him jump, you just turn. And then he commits, and then you allow time for Kimbo to get back. And then Kimbo can challenge first, or you can if you go up the wall. No, well, if you go up the wall here, then Kimbo definitely should challenge first. But now you're behind. That's basically the gist of it. Is that you should have let him commit and reeled him in, because you had full boost too. You had full boost. You just needed a little bit of time for Kimbo to get back, and you could have done that by driving and fake challenging. That's all I'm trying to say here. It would have made it less awkward, and then you wouldn't have double committed here, meaning maybe you would have had someone back for this. Or even earlier, somebody could have So you don't challenge here, or no, wrong play. You don't challenge. If you don't challenge here, you get back over here, and the guy ends up driving it to you, and then Kimbo's back. Maybe you take a 50 deep in here because that's better. It's okay to take a 50 deep in here, especially when Kimbo has a couple pads and he's ready. But it was cooked, so it ends up being a goal, and that is, you know, that's tough because now you guys are down. You're down 2, and you only have a minute left, which it's completely possible to come back down to a minute left. But as we saw throughout this whole replay, it was just errors that are fixable. It was just defensive errors, and even one of them could have been considered an offensive error, and then one was a kickoff. So really, you guys should have been winning this game at the end of it. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, I'll let this last minute of the replay run through, but I just wanted to explain. I think if you guys clean up some of your defensive errors, obviously, as you know, after watching this, that was pretty much the only reason you lost this game. I think that'll be the best step forward for you guys to making some pretty quick improvement. Cleaner defense, it's not really playing with the stick up your ass, it's just genuinely defending properly. I will definitely get out some offensive videos for you guys and how to stay together as a team upfield, and how to make sure your teammates always going to be ready for your follow-up on offense, and probably going to give you guys some camera work advice and tell you to use your right camera more, because neither of you really use it very often. But yeah, for now I think this is a really good start. This video is going to be like, I think 25 minutes long, somewhere around there. Not extremely long, but decently long for a video that I thought was going to be way shorter. I really enjoyed making it. It only took me a couple hours, mainly because I was either stuttering or losing my train of thought a lot. But I wrote myself a lot of notes for it to point out for you guys, and I'll be glad to make some more videos for y'all for sure. I had a really good time making this one, and I think you guys do have a lot to learn from it. So hopefully you guys can incorporate the advice, play some cleaner defense, and don't mind that I'm missing all these wave dashes. I'm just kind of talking, but yeah, I think you guys will definitely be SSL soon again, and for Kimbo, you'll be back in SSL, and you guys can push into 1900. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I'm definitely going to tell you guys to watch it together because I think it's important. Yeah, just a couple challenges, This one, you guys, in this replay, you guys did force for each other well at the times, but it was mainly just like challenges that shouldn't be made were happening, and then you guys would lose track of your link, that I like to call, of playing together. And then also just you both occasionally played boost over position, which I think you realize is not the greatest now. So I'll be interested to keep up with you guys.